Hi guys, welcome back. So we've talked about carbohydrates and fat and oil. So let's talk about protein, bodybuilding foods.
Yeah.
So
Proteins.
bodybuilding.
Well, when I was in primary school, I remember then. Because amongst my peers, I was kind of like brief,
Very
like,
small.
oh, you're not eating enough
Beans and
there was so much emphasis on the need for me to eat beans.
Exactly.
Some of us started going
so that you grow.
Being became like one of my favorite food because I wanted to grow tall, I wanted to grow big because I felt maybe I wasn't having enough beans.
That's why you were not.
So basically proteins are very good source of bodybuilding and nutrition for the for us as human beings, whether you're getting your proteins from plants or you're getting them from animals, but generally proteins are very very good source. Though there are people who I think there's a particular liver infection who react to excess protein, but generally that's just a very few percentage of population. But generally speaking, proteins in general are very good in
source of
in building your tissue, repairing your muscle tissue and cells and stuff like that, basically, so. And just I don't know of any bodybuilder or macho lady out there who does not. People, to tell you how important it is, people, they are protein shakes, protein, concentrated protein shakes. You see these guys.
But as a child, I used to think, beans was actually the main source of protein, and come to think of it, most children don't even like beans. We don't want to eat beans. We just want to eat rice and yam and all that all through. And we are told that protein is actually a bodybuilding source, and we're like, we have to grow big, you understand, we want to grow tall, we want to grow big, so we started eating beans little by little.
And once you see anybody come to classroom with beans, or maybe there's some people once you smell any fat in this class, all eyes usually end up on that person.
So most people
who ate egg in this class today? Who ate beans in this class today?
So most people don't want to come to school with beans. I'm like, no, mommy, I don't want to take beans to school.
But
now we know better, of course.
We know better. And there are lots of beautiful sources of protein as well beyond even just beans. Fish is fantastic. You get quality omega-3 fatty acids from fishes, fatty oily fishes. Very good source. I mean fishes in the wild or deep seas. I don't mean corn-fed, backyard corn-fed catfish. Now that doesn't mean I'm not demonizing catfish.
Of course,
catfish beautiful. I eat catfish, but I'm just saying, just trying to put that, just clarify that. Look, the wild. There's something about sourcing for your food in the wild, in their natural habitat, that is different from when.
But does that mean we should go fish for fish in the ocean?
No, of course not.
Because when you said in the wild, I was like
in their natural habitat, like. Even if the farm, it's a fish farm, for instance, you want to make sure you are not raising your fish in a plastic container. Do you understand? You want them to be in that natural habitat. There's a fellow, I can't remember his name, it's someone I used to know way back. Has this very big farm, like fish farm in Ota, like in the thick forests. They dug this big. What do you call the pond? Very big. You almost think it's one lake, like one natural lake like that. And you see the size of the catfish coming there. For me, in my own estimation, and I know he feeds them well. They are not just grain or corn fed, you know, like most people do, because they want, you see, still going back to the concept of getting fat on fatty food, you know, when people want to blow up their cattle or blow up their livestock,
they don't feed
what do they feed them with more? They feed them with corn. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, high carbohydrate. That's a pointer and an indicator to most of us humans that, look, if you spend your diet, a lot of your time consuming this particular food, you gain. I mean, look, I can look into your eyes and tell you that for most people who are struggling with losing weight, most, not all, but majority of them, it's just a simple switch from dependent, their body being dependent highly on carbohydrate, and just switching something else, or even cutting down on carbohydrate. Because there's actually a process of the body, you know, synthesizing fat. Even if you don't taste if you don't butter, you understand, you're not taking fatty foods. It's lipogenesis.
The body converts
those excess glucose in the body
into whatever the body needs.
It converts them into fats for storage. You know, it's very funny. You can imagine, okay, someone takes in, you keep eating rice and you keep excess, and there's so much your liver can store as glycogen, you understand? But those excess carbohydrate or glucose in the blood, other than the fact, one of the things it does, and that's why, like I said much earlier on, that, look, I don't believe in grazing, like consistent grazing, because in this part of the world where people don't have so many food options, the majority of the food we eat in Nigeria, carbohydrate, rice, yam,
if you're not eating
amala,
eating
plantain. You're eating plantain. If you are saying you're eating protein, you discover that the protein the person is saying is beans, and if you start measuring, you see have some carbohydrates in the beans. You understand? So you see that there's a lot of carbohydrate dependency, and for those who are addicted to it and who are not very mobile, you know, that's another thing. You know, our lifestyle choices matter a lot. You know, if you're going to be a high carb dependent person or someone,
then you should be
very mobile,
active,
very active. You should be, I mean, for no reason you should be jumping up and down. I'm telling you, seriously. If you just play music and just, because you need to bond those things. If you don't bond them, they eventually just start, you know,
storing those SSCs.
They just get converted to fat in the body. You know? And because it's not a popular knowledge, most people don't know about what, and that is why we're doing this, taking our time to make sure, okay,
in as much as you want to enjoy good meal,
good for your favorite fried rice and white rice
and all the rice, the coconut rice and the seafood rice.
Just make sure you regulate your consumption. Try and balance out what you're eating. You understand?
That's very, in fact, that's the key.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Because we don't want to live our lives just eating, and not even, you know, evaluating what we're eating. Just eating anything that comes to plate. You understand? No.
Or anything available.
We want to be deliberate about it. Some people, I've had people say, "Oh, but it's expensive to eat good food." I would say yes, it's kinda expensive. However, if you compare it to the result, the byproduct of eating wrong, ending up in the hospital, you know, nursing one thing or the other, or becoming deficient in certain things in your body, I mean,
that's more expensive.
It's more expensive treating it, and for some people it becomes a terminal issue.
Exactly.
You know, unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are very carbohydrate dependent. So carbohydrate, I can almost take a wild guess right now that a lot of people in Nigeria right now are, if not fully insulin resistant, a lot of people are pre-diabetic. They are like, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know. There's so much dependency on carbohydrates and all that. Do you know the shocker for me? In my research, you know, I discovered there are several works to show these things. You see people putting out different hypotheses on, look, dietary carbohydrate not being a fundamental dietary requirement, that your body itself can synthesize glucose, that's the end product of carbohydrate, from your tissues, as long as you're taking enough protein and fat and oil. I mean, that's the whole concept even behind keto diet, people on keto diet losing weight. Because what happens is they switch from being a high carb consumer to a low carb, very low carb consumer, high fat diet. Then what happens in the body?
The body starts burning fat.
Switches from burning fat, you know. Gluconeogenesis sets in, a process whereby, you know, the body synthesizes glucose from basically protein, amino acids,
converting other classes of food to what the body needs. Exactly.
Because we are trying to be in line with general knowledge, you know. Yes, we'll classify it as, yes, it's good. And nobody's, I mean, you can't tell, are you going to stop eating carb? You can't stop eating carb.
Of course not.
So, but our concern and our focus
is actually a balance. You just have to balance it, exactly,
you know,
which is very
many issues, so many. I mean, I keep seeing a lot of people. I see that people with a lot of love handles, their tummy, saggy tummy, and this and that, and I mean, like, dude, like, just take a time out from this, and without talking too much. What do you eat? You discover that. Some will say, "Oh, they eat late." They eat late, which is a factor. But the question is not just what eating late, but what are you eating?
Eating late.
You're eating late. Yes, is one.
Yeah, I think.
But what are you eating as well?
Yeah, so that's all we have for you today. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you next time too. So
make the right choices. Make the right choices as it bothers on food. Don't just put anything in your mouth. You understand? And if you want to get more facts about food and the type of food you're eating, there are a lot of things we're going to be sharing with you in this segment, and we just hope, because one of our own motto and one of the things I believe in is making food your medicine. You know, I believe in that theory.
In as much as we want to enjoy good food, we also want to make sure
whatever we're taking,
it's good for our body.
We're getting value for what
for
the time spent putting the food in our mouth, exercising our jaws. You know, want good value, optimum value.
Yeah.
You know? So we'll see you next time.